Hello everybody, Charles Brown here. How are you doing? Charles Brown here. How are you doing? Today, I want to talk to you today a little bit about your health, men's health in particular, and for all the ladies out there, relay this message to your spouse or your significant other. But I got to tell you a little story that blew me away. It happened a few years ago, and this friend of mine, this guy's name is Juan from Puerto Rico, nice fella, and he services my boiler for me every year. He does pretty good. He comes in, he changes the nozzles, changes the filters and the hoses, and cleans out the chimney. I mean, I live in New York, so winters can be pretty rough, but Juan makes sure you're going to get through the winter with no problem. Well, a few years back, he was servicing my boiler. I was working in my basement. The boiler's in the basement. I work out in my basement. And he was servicing the boiler. And I was on the computer doing whatever. And he kind of raised up his head and said, Charles, a man knows when he's sick. That immediately grabbed my attention. I'm like, what is Juan talking about here? I said, what'd you say, Juan? He goes, it's easy for a man to know when he's sick. And I was thinking to myself, I said, well, Juan, how does a man know when he's sick? You mean like he has chest pains, his back hurts, he's got, a throat ache? What do you mean? How does a man know when he's sick? And he kept going on. Charles, it's easy for a man to know when he's sick. By now, I'm getting a little frustrated with my boy Juan. I'm like, come on, man. Give me the secret serum. Give me the antidote. How does a man know when he's sick? Juan stood up from cleaning my boiler. He came over to me and he said again, Charles, it's easy for a man to know when he's sick. And I said, well, how? How does a man know when he's sick? Juan looked at me straight in the eye with a serious face and he goes, your thing don't work, man. Your thing don't work, man. Your thing don't work, man. Not your thing don't, D-O-N, apostrophe T. But your thing no, N-O work. Your thing no work, man. In a heavy Spanish accent, your thing no work, man. An interesting part, at the time, I was going through something like that. I was having a little issue. My thing don't work, man. My thing, I don't know if he sensed it, if he knew it, but he said that. And it was like, wow. Light bulb came off. I became self-conscious. I became health conscious that day. That day, I called the doctor and said, hey, you know what? My thing don't work, man. I need you to help me out. Help me to figure this out. So I went and I don't know pills, but the right diet, a little exercise, just living right, and you can be okay. So I hope this wasn't offensive to anybody. I'm not here to offend anyone, but sometimes I'm going to be raw with what I say. It's just going to be to the point. It's going to be the way it is. I mean, we're not Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts here. We should be able to communicate as adults. So I hope you like that story. It's a true story. And if all your men out there, go get your prostate looked at. Go get your colon looked at. Because it doesn't take much before your thing don't work, man. Take care and we'll talk soon.